Hey, glad you're still with us. These inscriptions are fascinating, you know. Everything indicates that Jack's new form will emerge from behind the bronze gate, and this structure is the key to opening it. But it looks like it'll take the souls of 3 heroes to activate the mechanism. These things are never simple, are they? It doesn't want just any heroes either. The first instruction calls for the King of the Arena, no less. I suppose you could chop your own head off, but then there'd be no one for me to order around, would there? Why don't you pay Thunder a visit? He knows the arena inside and out. I've checked with the guild, and they say he's in Knothole Glade. You've still got Jack's mask, haven't you? Good. You'll need it to trap the souls. I still can't believe he might not be dead. Anyway, I better start researching the second inscription.
Yes, little hero, I'm back.
Now look, I won't tell you again. We don't need a hero. For the first time in years, we aren't being attacked, sieged, or kidnapped by anything. Now leave us alone.
You? Briar Rose said you would come. I will tell you what I know. If it will get you out of my sight. We were both once called Kings of the Arena. But there have been many heroes in the past who have claimed that name. You should search in the bloody dust of the arena itself. They say the souls of past champions haunt it, resting in the place of their greatest achievement. Now go, unless you're here to take my soul. I'm sure your lady would enjoy that.
Why go all the way to the arena? You have a perfectly good soul right in front of you.
So yes, this mission has quite a bit of a large moral choice with it. You have to gather 3 different souls, and you can take the good guy route or the bad guy route. I'm taking the good guy route for all these, and his dialogue, I don't remember if I did in the actual LP for this, but in this gameplay I married Lady Grey. I got rid of the evidence, and I beat Thunder. I did it to get the collectibles, and I didn't feel like replaying through a good portion of the game twice, just to do that, record it, and then, yeah, you know. But, yeah, so we need to go to the arena to fight a whole bunch. That's the good guy route of doing this. And the bad guy route of honestly completing, getting the 3 souls is way, 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 way easier. It takes, like, less than half the time. For this part, you do, the bad guy, you fight Thunder, you kill him, and you take a soul. And it's pretty easy, especially with the spells we have. But, you know, good guy, I'm taking the good route, going in the arena, and fighting there. Everybody died. Everybody will die, the Jack of Blades.
Run for your life! These things appeared in the cells and started killing everyone.
Things being summoners and Jack of Blades minions. So yeah, I'm sure you'll notice there's something weird. This is sort of glitchy, I guess, with the Aeon's armor. I don't lose combat multiplier. I mean, sometimes, but not every hit, which is weird. Whatever. Take it as don't look a gift horse in the mouth. It helped me get some early skill. So, some of the quest rewards, actually, the experience you get from quest rewards, I did a story one with a fair combat multiplier, and I got like 250,000 general experience from it. The green experience, by the way. Red experience is strength, might experience. Yellow is skill. Blue is will, magic. Sorry for all the creaking, by the way. It's my setup isn't the best, but yeah, I got 200 about 250 general experience, and with that I managed to max out my strength and my skills and almost all of my magic. It broke the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a truly special occasion. Watch a hero ripped to pieces by trolls and Jack's very own minions.
It's interesting how the soul quests are all in like individual miniature quests. Like quests start and quests complete when you get the soul, even though it's one big overarching quest to get all the souls. It's interesting, but yeah, we just have to do a bunch of arena fighting. Not too difficult. Getting kind of beat up there, so a little bit of slow time. I just want to get rid of the couple arrow charges I have, because when you use that spell you have little orbs flying around, and I kind of want to get rid of them for just, you know, to make it look a little nicer. But a little bit of slow time and a little bit of multiple hits takes out pretty much everything quickly, especially trolls. And I tend not to use, as I just said, I tend to try to avoid that spell with the trolls when I can, because when they do that rock attack that they just did, it stays up for a long time for most of the slowdown time, because the amount of time is slowed is fixed, but how slow things get increases every level.
More trolls? Can our washed-up ex-captain take this punishment much longer?
Jax does some interesting things during this fight, which is cool. But yeah, oh, that was some nice juggling. The reason why I probably wouldn't suggest getting time slow all the way up or use it super frequently is because, like, say these guys, you can hit them a couple times and then knock them down, and the animation takes a while for them to get knocked down, and then the animation for them to get back up takes even longer. And then you're sitting there with half of your time stop power gone to waste, just waiting for these enemies to get back up to hit them one more time to defeat them. Especially with the trolls, like that attack right there, it takes forever. It takes almost like half or whatever of the slowdown time, the length of the time for it to go away. Thankfully there's two guys here so I can like bounce my focus between them when they do those attacks, but at the same time it's still annoying. Like when I'm facing one guy, it's probably best to not use slowdown time and just multi-hit.
Lovely minions are back, and they brought some puppies for our hero to play with.
Adorable little puppies. I don't want to talk over some of the quips Jack says during these fights, because two of them I really like. I think one of them, I don't know, one of them is, I know one of them. I don't remember if the second one is actually existing and it's real or just a figment of my imagination. Probably the latter.
Hero withstand another wave of friendly furry beasts. We certainly hope not.
Malverns are interesting creatures. Like I guess they're supposed to be like Wolverine, were-Wolverines instead of werewolves. Boy, I'm really excited to play through 2. How updated it is. So, probably my favorite enemies to fight in these games are the undeads and these Jax minions, just because when they're defeated.
Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from sunny Snowspire, I give you summoners.
Because when, that freaking attack. Because the undead and the minions, mostly the undead, pretty much exclusively the undead, because when you defeat them, they don't knock down and disappear. You know you defeat them because they just burst into nothingness. They explode And it's so satisfying to hit them once or twice. 1, 2, maybe 3 times, and then boom, they explode. I'm like, oh yeah. That's what Papa likes. That's what Papa needs. Wait, that's creepiness aside. I'm always curious about
Minions and summoners pummeling a trip from the guild. Was ever a sight sweeter than this?
So the canon ending for this game is the good guy ending because the bad guy ending pretty much means you turn evil and you do a bunch of evil stuff and you change the outcome of the land forever. And the good guy is just like you maintain it all, but and it kind of holds to the fact that in the game, just defeating random enemies like random wasps and bandits give you good points just from defeating enemies. So it's kind of, I think, a little difficult to get bad guy points, because for that you need to like slay villagers or guards.
Quest card waiting for you at the bottom of a slime pit. So, you found your first soul, did you? But the shrine is ever so greedy. It will want more before it's had its fill. I wonder who the next one will belong to.
Do you have that arena soul yet? Come back to the shrine and we'll see if it works. I hope this thing works. You need to release the soul from the mask and, well, your guess is as good as mine. I've never seen anything like it. It's like it's using the soul to power itself. Anyway, we figured out the second inscription. It says, the heroine. I can't think of anyone who fits the description better than Scarlet Robe, your mother. There's always me, of course, but as you can see, I'm still alive, and I plan to stay that way. You'll have to pay her tomb in Oakvale another visit. I know this won't be easy, but Scarlet was always one to make sacrifices, remember?
Sorry if there's a little bit of buzz going on from for pretty much the rest of this video. It's not going to go on too much longer, it's just my computer's being weird. So yeah, you can attack Briar Rose and take her soul. The battle's not too difficult. She makes some clones of herself and heals herself a little bit here and there. It's not too difficult. Not really.
Ah, poor Scarlet. Hasn't she suffered enough? Would you really do that to your own mother? Take Briar. She is of no use to anyone.
You're not wrong there. I'm curious about what happens to the souls after this. Because it's explained... this is the good guy route, by the way, taking your mother's soul instead of Briar Rose, because obviously...
Tells me there's going to be a lot of screaming.
I know what you seek, son, but Jack has sent a legion of screamers to torment my soul. They won't allow me to leave, and now they will try to take you too.
This battle isn't too tough. These screamers, well, I just say, since I'm a legendary hero, I do make the girls scream, if you know what I mean. Sexually. So yeah, your health drains quite fast. You'll see in a moment. Yeah, they don't hit for, they hit for a fair amount, and they hit super often. Like, your health kind of melts away. But at this point, I have like over 150 health potions, so it's not that big of a deal at all for me. I mean, I have the strongest armor in the game. I have the strongest sword in the game. I have maxed out strength, skill, and the skill stats, strength stats, and all the spells I need and want. There's no use. There's no. I don't need to. I don't even need to bother. I have plenty of mana potions, so I can use the heal ability, which the other abilities aren't really super useful. But I have enough health potions to heal myself for the rest of the game, which is like not even half an hour. It's not a big deal, you know. Health potions are pretty cheap. I can buy more, but I already have like over 100. Oh, I'm gonna lose out on my money making business. Well, there's no reason to make money anymore in the game.
Jack's spirit is strong, and his new form is almost ready. But I sense how he fears you. Take my soul, and avenge our family once and for all. And make him pay, son.
So fun fact, if you take Thunder Soul and Briar Rose's soul,
Come back to the shrine.
they sound, when you put the soul into the thing, they sound like they're screaming in agony. The Arena Soul and Mom Soul here, not so much, doesn't sound too in pain, but the other souls are like, wow, it's creepy, like out of a horror movie. Like,
I'm sure your mother would be proud. Now, there's just one inscription left. The oldest soul. But we still haven't figured out who that might mean.
Oh, come. We both know who it is, dear Briar. You can't protect the old fool any longer. It's the Guildmaster the Shrine once, hero.
Jack? So it really is true. He's alive, and still up to his old mind games. I hope the Guild Acolytes can come up with a better idea. You should go back to the Guild and speak with them.
Oh, welcome back, sir. This place has been a mess since you left. People running around with bits of old paper, books flying everywhere. And the Guildmaster's only gone and holed himself up in the Guild woods. We're not supposed to let anyone near him.
We found it! The soul mentioned in the inscription. It must be Nostro. His soul has been trapped in the Litchfield graveyard for centuries. Our texts suggest it should be in the graveyard circle, you know, where you found the tunnel to Bargate Prison.
Catching souls? Never heard such nonsense.
Well, good luck, hero.
so what you can do here, the bad guy route, is you can actually go into the woods, fight a bunch of guards, and then the Guildmaster will be like, there's still time. You don't have to do this. And you're like, alright, teleport to me, Nostro. He offers. Or you can just say no, and it's like, you fool, you're a disappointment. Don't you know how powerful I am? And then you just slap him and stab him. But actually, the oldest soul doesn't refer to the oldest soul. I believe it just refers to as someone who's very old. And the Guildmaster is very old. It's stated, I'm just going to talk over these guys, they don't matter. It's stated that, or it's clear in later games, that if you're strong in will, basically the Force, if you're strong in will in these games, you can prevent yourself from aging. Theresa, character's sister, is in the later games, and those are set quite a bit later in time. But also, the oldest soul would most likely be William Black, which, in the lore, was the guy who went to the Void, got the Sword of Aeons, went back, purged himself with the corruption, which turned into the corruption, which is the main bad guy of the guys you fight in the later games. He sent the Devourer, or whatever, the guy you fight in Fable 3, to cleanse to kill everyone on the earth for him. But obviously you defeat him in Fable 3. But William Black is known for discovering the power of will, defeating the court, except for Jack Blades, the Sword of Aeon and whatnot. He's also the main character's ancestor. And it's believed, and it's hinted at, that Scythe is this William Black character. Thus, he would be the oldest soul. And it explains why he's so...
Guildsman, we meet once more. You reclaimed my weapons and armor and brought me peace. Now, I offer my soul in return. But I am Nostro. Mine is a warrior's soul. You must take it in battle so that I may stand proud among my comrades in the afterlife. My men have sworn an oath to protect me even in death. Only when they fall can I be harmed. Now, claim my soul with honor.
Yeah, as I was saying, yeah, you have to defeat... If any regular undead get into that circle, he becomes invulnerable. So just kill them all. Slowdown time is really useful for this, because they move literally at... They move slow enough as is, but they move even slower here. But yeah, Scythe is actually William Black. It's heavily hinted because his boots say something about him as an Archon, which is like... which is like the first age, pretty much, which hints and basically confirms that he is William Black. And if you, there's a, I don't know the details, my friend knows Star Wars better than me, but there's a Star Wars character who is like falling apart because he's so old, and he holds himself together with sheer force of the Force, with this sheer force of will. He's held together. But yes, that's why Scythe looks like that, because he's literally as old as Albion. And he's such a master of will that he's able to keep himself alive just through sheer force of will. He's even alive through, like, 2, which is set several years after the first game. Because, events, it's stated at the end of the game that, yeah, it's at the end of the game, I'll explain later. At the end of the game. I don't want to spoil anything. It's actually major spoilers for the second game.
The inscriptions say only one hero will be allowed to pass through the gate, and, hey, guess what? You're the strongest. I don't know what form Jack's going to take, but I don't think it's going to be small and furry, do you? Good luck, for all our sakes.
You're too late, little hero. Once more, too late. Come to the Bronze Gate. We have unfinished business.
And now the final battle of the game. The game is literally just about to end. There's a chest around here, I can't find it, but it basically has... We saw the Holy Knight helmet that goes well with the light, with the golden, aka good guy, plate armor. There's a version of that for the evil side. That's black and red. It's pretty cool.
Here you are. It's been a long wait, but I knew you'd free me eventually. Yes, always the puppet. Don't you ever get tired of having your strings pulled? I am no mortal man. The gods and demons you fear and worship are as nothing to me.
So, fun fact, you get to fight a dragon in this game. That's pretty rad. I don't remember dragons in any of the other Fable games, so this is potentially the only dragon you fight in Fable. You fight like Lovecraftian horrors later, but hey, what's a fantasy RPG game without a dragon, huh? So I feel like that's part of the reason they added the expansion, the Lost Chapters expansion, and set it in the Northern Waste. Because if you read through the books and the lore through the game, it stated that that the Northern Waste was where dragons retreated after like basically being genocidified, that becoming endangered. They basically fled to the Northern Waste, which is where we are now. So it makes sense for. Also, where we are right now has to be an alternate realm, because we're in a snowy place, and now we're in... Oh, I guess maybe not. This could just be a dragon's lair or something. I don't know. But I guess it makes sense for Jack to inhabit a dragon. I mean, it's probably the next most powerful entity he can just control. And I would imagine a dragon, being an animal, would be somewhat mindless, or not mindless per se, but just easily manipulatable. Compared to a human, like a human brain and spirit and soul is complex. A dragon, or just animals in general, probably not that complex. So yeah, the guy goes down really easily with a multi-arrow. Multi-sword is probably not that viable, considering how dangerous he is up close with his fire breath, and he is a dragon after all. But I like to do it. I want to do it as the final hits because it's pretty epic. And the last ultimate choice: do we become Jack of Blades, or do we cast it into the fire?
Yet, you must destroy the mask. Whatever you do, you must not wear it. Can you hear me? It is vital you cast the mask away.
It was a battle that would be talked about for centuries to come. The day the hero of Oakvale slew the dragon Jack of Blades. The day the strange creature behind the mask was finally banished from this world. And this is where our tale must end. Though even the most hopeful of hearts knew the struggle between good and evil would never be truly over. As for what became of the guild and its heroes, that is a story for another time.
I can basically tell you what happens. It's explained in later games, obviously, but I'll just give you a little bit of hint now. So it's said that the Guildmaster is killed by a former great hero. That it's most likely not the hero of Oakvale, which is what our hero is named. Or our hero has that general title because you can name him whatever you want, pretty much. But also, hero of Oakvale, aka Chicken Chaser. You chase chickens. He's not the one that killed the Guildmaster, because that would pretty much indicate that you're evil. I mean, you could have done that instead of getting Nostro, but it's hinted that Nostro was arrested and whatnot, and the Guildmaster is most likely killed by Twin Blades or I don't know, somebody else. Not the main character, because the good ending is canon. It's explained later. You do come across this place later, and the guild is in shambles, unfortunately. Yeah, the guild kind of goes to shit after a while. I don't remember why or how, but yeah. Speaking of, back on Scythe, by the way, it's said that he taught Nostro. The oldest soul was taught by somebody else. Scythe's the oldest soul, because he's William Black. It's interesting, the lore, before doing this, I went on the wiki and I just looked up some stuff, and to get this knowledge, and it's really interesting, the lore in this game that you don't really pick up on in the books in the game, that you kind of have to like other books, I guess, and just kind of dig. I don't know where they get the information for it, but it's interesting. I enjoy it. I love these games. Honestly, I had Fable: The Lost Chapters. I don't think I had the original Fable, but I had the Lost Chapters because the idea of like choose good or evil was like whoa, no game's ever done that ever. It's never going to do that ever again. So I bought it, and since then I've been a big fan of the Fable series. I bought Fable 2 and 3. I even bought the pub games for 2, like a fool. But I haven't played like the Kinect version or any of the other spin-offs. I'm probably not going to play the card game that they're releasing, because I mean, I like Hearthstone and all, and it is a Hearthstone copy, just like the RuneScape Chronicles game, you know, because Hearthstone sell those microtransactions. You know, I know Lionhead's struggling, unfortunately. They were going to come out with like a MOBA team versus team hero combat thing, but that bombed, thankfully. That didn't look super great. And they're desperately trying to like make spin-offs and stuff. Like, I'd rather them just make a Fable 4, you know, because there are loose ends. Like I said, the crawler or whatever, the main Lovecraftian elder god horror creature you fight in 3 was a general. The Kinect game, you fight another couple generals of the corruption in those games, which take place like 10, 20, 50 years later, after 3. But yeah, the main general guy is still out there in the lore, in the void, trying to work his way into the realm of Albion to control it and control the world. Of course, I mean, we defeated the count, the house of cards, basically, people. But the corruption, which was, it'd be cool if like Scythe would come back and like become William Black again or something, because what happened was you go to the void as a mortal and you get sick, you get corrupted, and he realized what was going on, and he went back and purged himself of the corruption, which created the corruption, which is like the venom to his Spider-Man, the yin-yang, you know, the evil to his good, the ultimate evil to his ultimate good. And I just think it'd be cool if like Fable 4 came out and Scythe was one of the characters that you teamed up with to defeat the corruption once and for all, and then just end the game series that way, or have a remake or whatever, because money, and not some stupid Hearthstone BS card game that has nothing to do with the world. Make a Fable 4, make something to continue, because like I said, we've only defeated, this is going in the future Fable games, by the way, we've defeated generals of this corruption. We haven't defeated him. He's the king of evil, and we've only taken down like generals of evil. There's the real big bad still out there. I mean, it took all of Albion to defeat one of his generals, and like just one dude to take out the rest, take out 2 more in the Kinect game. But the Kinect game's not that great because it's a Kinect game. The only really good Kinect game out there is, well, Dance Central. But I guess, yeah, I really like the Fable series. I really love it. I do plan on doing Fable 2 soonish after this. I want to record a whole bunch. All the line development babies. Yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, hope you enjoy. Look forward to Fable 2. The multiplayer in there is like, if you've ever played the Lego games where there's like a shared screen, I don't like that. So I'm going to be playing that one solo. And then later, after some time later, probably like another year or 2, I'll eventually hit 3 with a friend, because I think he likes this series. I think he does, and I think he owns 3, so we'll play through 3 together much later in time. But I'll look forward to 2, and look forward to the collectible guides. That'll probably be out soon after this video. I hope you all like it. Tell me if you like Fable. If you don't, why are you watching this?